The hardest working alpha male dog in Fox News history, Jesse Waters, has a lot of thoughts about what makes a man a man. And he also is thinking about naked men taking bubble baths. Take a look.
Government has only gotten bigger. We're 36 trillion in debt, agencies are bloated, and bureaucrats have never been lazier. Biden spent 40% of his presidency on vacation, but compared to the rest of the government, he's a workaholic. A new Senate report says only 6% of federal workers go into the office 5 days a week. And if you don't count security guards and maintenance staff, only 1% of government workers do 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. 1%. Almost 90% of government office buildings are completely empty. So where is everyone? One manager at Veterans Affairs took a picture of himself working from a bubble bath. He called it my office for the next hour. What kind of man takes a bubble bath? Men age out of bubble baths at 5. If you're a guy and you're alone in a bubble bath, that's a problem. You have to have someone with you. Remember when the GSA got caught in a Vegas bubble bath holding a California cab? Yeah.
In that guy's defense, there was another glass of wine. So either he drinks enough to be a real man or somebody was joining him. But let's just react to it right now. Jesse Waters thinks you can't be a real man unless you swear off bubble baths or something. What do you guys think?
I continue to think that Jesse Waters is running some kind of, he's not really that guy. There's some internet guy, I can't remember his name right now. He always posts and says over the top ridiculous conservative things, which you would think would be conservative because of how ridiculous things that people say from the conservative side say them. And it's obvious that he's messing around, but there's so many nuggets of things that they really think. You go, wait a second, maybe he is for real. Jesse Waters can't be for real. He can't be for real. So your whole block is to talk about how bubble baths, by the way, I don't take baths either, but I don't know why I need to judge anyone who does. But that's his purpose, is going into talking about bubble baths and how it's so unmanly. And that's the reasons why we have these deficiencies with the amount of time that federal employees work. By the way, federal employees don't work, but somehow his favorite president, all of his favorite Congress people and senators that are on the Republican side, somehow they work enough, but they're still federal employees. They don't work in the month of August, but they're still better than federal employees that this whole MAGA movement wants to rid the entire government of, that they call the deep state. It's only those guys, not the ones who are getting paid the most and doing the least amount of work, which, by the way, the work that they do is about enriching rich folks, standing up for corporations and billionaires. That's the little bit of work that they do. But he can go on TV and talk about bubble baths and somehow have a persuasive argument. I don't think people are persuaded by Jesse Waters. I think he's a comedy show.
He's definitely bizarre and oftentimes off key. And in this case, of course, you're right. You see the 2 glasses of wine there. So he's kind of like he couldn't even find a good prop picture to, from which to make his point. But he's part of this hyper masculinity thing, which is really what the GOP is doing now. It's what the Trump MAGA campaign was all about. And in that hyper masculinity, we'll tell you what's masculine, we'll tell you the manly thing, and we'll tell you, I mean, look, you want to talk about, and by the way, just as an aside, hypermasculinity is typically, I mean, within campaigns, is typically a precursor to authoritarianism.
Yes.
And you can, look it up. It's absolutely completely applicable. But the idea somehow that you could bust any government worker for not working enough when the guy who's about to take office was essentially on the golf course all the time. He showed up to work, okay, every day at around 11, usually a little after 11, and he was gone by early afternoon and playing golf almost every day. So the idea somehow that there's a work ethic that's going to be reflected by either GOP leadership or the president-elect himself is laughable. The whole thing, to JR's point, is a laugh. I mean, Waters is a joke.
Yeah. Trump visited a Trump Organization property on 428, which is nearly one of 3 days of his presidency. He was out someplace else. So 40%. This is I mean, this is a sizable chunk of time that Trump was spending at his frickin' his places, and
when he was there, when he was at the White House, he's there for a handful of hours, and he's doing essentially nothing. Didn't read briefing materials, all the rest. So I mean, when it comes into the gold medalist for lazy, Trump is lapping every other person who you could even consider.
So ridiculous. But to give more advice on being an alpha male, he brought in alpha male Stephen Miller. This part's amazing. Take a look.
Stephen Miller, should grown men be taking bubble baths?
Grown men should not be taking bubble baths, and they certainly should not be doing their work from home in a bubble bath. It's just so, it's so emblematic of the contempt that so many people in the swamp have for the people who pay their salaries. When Donald Trump is inaugurated on January 20th, and that new golden age of America begins, he's going to tell the federal workers of this country who are paid for by your viewers to get back into the office and do their jobs or find another line of work. We are not paying billions and billions of dollars for people to sit at home all day as federal workers, streaming their favorite shows on Netflix, lounging around in bubble baths, and doing God knows what else, but definitely not working for the American people.
This is one of my favorite clips of all time because I'm not taking advice on how to be a dude from Stephen Miller, who still looks like a sperm. Also, he transitioned from how to be a man's man to cupping the backside of Donald Trump's balls in his mouth. When my daddy shows up, everything's gonna be great. He's gonna bring back glory and a golden age. No, like golden age. Who talks like that? Not real men. Real men love mahogany. We like a wood paneled office. Like me and my best friend Matt Walsh. Like,
isn't it weird though? Everything becomes a pitch. Everything becomes a political pitch. I knew it was coming back to how great Donald Trump is. By the way, if you stop and think about the stupidity that he's saying, everything's great because of Donald Trump, because now people are going to come back into the federal offices and work. People stopped going into the federal offices and work in 2020 when your boy ignored the pandemic and people died to the hundreds of thousands, the number of hundreds of thousands of people. Now people work from home regularly from that moment. So whose fault is it? Or partially the reasons why no one goes into work and real men or non-men are taking bubble baths while they work? Your boy that you just finished praising. None of it makes any sense. They just talk for the point of promoting. It's all propaganda. Nothing is valid. Nothing they say really has their belief systems behind it. It's just pushing the same narrative. By the way, athletes take ice baths. Does that count? Are they not real men?
No, I think that's a different deal.
It has to be painful. I'm sorry, it has to be a painful bath.
I've never taken a bath or bubble bath. I'm feeling like really kind of a loser here with somebody else or without somebody else. I have taken a bath before, but maybe the number of baths I've taken, I could count on one hand. But I feel like a little outclassed here by the bath people. But
I'm not a bath person at all. But I mean, I haven't thought about it past
it's too time consuming. You got to fill that tub up, the whole thing. By the time it's full, then the water's getting cold. I'm not in the mood anymore.
Then you're just soaking in your own
that's true
dirt
too.
Washing off.
Yeah.
That's what I can't get out of my brain. And now you're just getting clean and you're sitting in it.
no, you clean before. The Japanese people take baths. It's awesome, and they're very clean people. There's a whole system. You have to do it.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, the Japanese probably have it down to a science.
Yeah. Also, okay, so that's all the time we have for our first hour. We could go on and on about
we
that.
leave them with the bath stuff. Okay.
Yeah, we're leaving with the bath stuff. I don't know. I think you should be able to take whatever kind of bathing approach you desire. I like a good bubble bath. I like bath bombs. Donald Trump wears makeup, like a very thick bronzer. So don't tell me what is and isn't masculine, because I'm gonna end with that body blow.
Very good.
And then also, like, my guy freaking Jesse Waters spends hours in a makeup chair. Like, if you're really a man's man, just show up, grow a beard first of all, and then we'll talk. But he's in his fancy suit, having a driver take him across town in New York City. It's all projection and an admission.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.